Okay, so here's what I've been thinking about lately. Just like a few days, it's been really like kind of peaked in my psyche. So I feel like I had to work through maybe like a last little bit of a layer of some sort of feeling I was having about it, but then I came into neutrality pretty easy on it. But here's what I've been noticing, and I don't know why I want to talk about it because it's not like this isn't a divine orchestration and I don't need to try to control things, but like maybe it's a prediction. I don't like predictions. It's a preference, suggestion. I mean, I'm laughing because like none of those things matter to you guys, right? Like, all right, here's what I'm thinking about. In some local Facebook groups that I'm in, local community Facebook groups, there's been a lot of hubbub around town lately with some, I'll say like police activity because, people are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, right? Not everyone remembers that, but anyway. So in these local community groups, there's been a lot of posting about, people that the police are after and things like this. It's kind of a big deal around here because I'm in a small town. It doesn't happen a lot or often, and that's literally, I said the same thing two different ways. Sorry about that. It doesn't happen very often, but there's been like a concentration of it most recently. And for me personally, it's made me grateful for the position that I'm in, that, that I didn't have to deal with stuff like that, because I think about the family members of the people who are maybe getting in trouble. Um, because I can relate to like being a family member of someone who might be struggling and stuff, even though everything's good now in my life. I could just like have compassion for the family members watching their loved ones suffer, but also having it happen publicly and having them ridiculed and judged publicly, and probably prematurely, because we don't know the stories, right? Like all we have is like these posts from our local police saying that they're explaining why they're speeding at top speeds through town, as if it's somehow justified because of whatever. But anyway, saying that they're looking for someone related to a crime. And yeah, there's some serious crimes and stuff, but like the thing that was kind of rubbing me a little bit the wrong way was when I was seeing people in these groups like commenting about the person who was in trouble, just kind of degrading them and saying that they're dirt bags or, whatever it is, like just throwing dirt on them. Like this is somebody who's already pretty down, right? So you got someone who's practically on the ground, and then you're going to kick dirt on them. Like, and to me, I was just like, dang, it's weird to watch people do that. It's so cruel, right? It's like, that's your fellow man. Like, you know? And so that hurt me a little bit, and I had to kind of get right with it. But what I came to on it was like, actually, the person throwing dirt on somebody else while they're down is also very down, is also hurting, is also suffering from a closed heart. And then in particular, there was somebody that I know that was defending the accused. And so she was basically like sharing about the accused mother's post saying that he had mental health issues, and, saying, like, you shouldn't, judge, you don't know, like, your family's probably not perfect either, and, like, this family's struggling, and, like, it'd be nice if you guys weren't, like, attacking them, and, which is lovely and stuff to stick up for somebody, but the interesting thing to me was, because I know that person, I have literally seen that same person throw dirt on other people for different things. But because they knew this person, they were sticking up for them. When they don't know the person, they're fine to be the one throwing the dirt on the name. And I thought, wow, isn't that interesting? And also that's an indication that you're in performative virtue. That you are not really an empathetic, compassionate, kind person. That you're performing it. And the way we know that is if you will perform it when you know the person, but not perform it when you don't know the person. And the thing about throwing dirt on somebody else, it's a projection. So you might be trying to cause them to feel the pain, or just displace the pain that you have within yourself. And the pain could be as simple as a pain of separation from who you really are, because who you really are would not judge somebody else. So if you hold judgments in your body because of your beliefs and how you grew up, and maybe your parents did too, if you hold judgments in your body, in your energy body, that will be a separation from who you really are, and that will be a pain. And if you don't notice it as the emotional pain that it is, maybe you drink, maybe you have a glass of wine every day, maybe you smoke cigarettes, whatever you're doing to distract from it. If you suppress it long enough, it will come out as a chronic illness. And see, one of the things that I was thinking about is, like, wouldn't it be cool if everyone just knew this? If everyone knew that the people that we see throwing dirt on somebody who's already down, or anybody at all, that they are actually showing us their boo-boos. That these people are just as down as the person they're throwing dirt on, if that person is down, And so we kind of have to look at it like that. It's like, oh, well, somebody is seeing somebody who's down, and they're taking that opportunity to project their own pain onto it because they think it's a worthy place. It's a deserving place for that pain to be. Not in them. They're going to deny it and suppress it, drink it away, distract, do some shopping, tell themselves how great they are and what a nice person they are because of the performing that they do to stay in the good graces and to do the right things and to jump in the right hoops and pretend in the right way. But meanwhile, it's not coming from their heart. It's not it's not in line with who they really are, which is somebody who would do it from the heart. So they're running a program. So that program could be, I perform this way when this happens, I judge this person when that happens, and it's all performative. It's not authentic. It's like acting. And it's acting based on the beliefs. So that means whatever people are showing us about themselves, it's within them. Like, it's not true that this other person is like a dirtbag because they have made a decision or made a bad choice or behaved in an unjust way. We don't know. This is one of God's children. They must have been in a really bad position to be doing like that. Like, this isn't a serial killer we're talking about, right? This is like a person who has a family and who's been suffering some mental illness and who had who made some sort of decision that we don't know the details about. And it doesn't help, of course, that the post that's made in the local Facebook page is talking about, like, that the subject fled the scene, and that he fled on foot before the warrant could be served. It's like, if the warrant had been served yet, maybe he just went for a walk. Like, to say that he fled when he really just went for a walk before you guys got there, like, and like to say that he fled the scene of the crime when he really just went home. It's just like this language being used to actually fearmonger. And I was thinking about it in terms of like perhaps police are feeling like they need to have the public fund them. If the public doesn't feel like they're needed, then they're not going to approve all of the budgets that they need in the town meetings. So that might be one of the reasons why they, would post things like this that really, like, what's the point, really, of involving the whole entire town in this one young man's struggle? Like, we're on a manhunt? I mean, I don't know. And then you have like old ladies in the group saying like, "Oh, thank God he was caught." And I'm just thinking like, wow, these people haven't been through very much to like be living in fear based on the fact that somebody had a bad day and did a bad thing. You know? But that's the world they're living in. That's the story they're telling themselves. That's the reason they're using to feel the fear that they have inside themselves. Maybe on a general basis. And I think it's just like I have spent a lot of time dealing with those fears, facing them head on, being in the face of people who were violent, who were psychotic and not having my best interest in mind and all that stuff. So like those things, like, would take a lot for me to live in fear due to that. I got a text from my oldest. Oh, he's so smart and good. Hold on a second. God, I love that kid. Of course, I love all my kids. I love all kids. I love all people. But he was just kind of looking out for me. He found a really good deal on something that I'm a major purchase, and it's like a $3,500 savings. He's so smart. Anyways, so anyway, it's nice when we look out for each other. It's nice when we're not at war, but also like when we are at war, it's because we've told ourselves that story. So I think it'll just be lovely, and it'll probably be sometime in the future, when all of us understand that what we're projecting onto others exists in us, that we're living out the stories that we tell ourselves, that it doesn't have to be all about fear. And fear is how we are kept disempowered, and war is how we are kept separated, and, divided we fall. It's true. It's true. We are stronger united, of course. And, like, who really wants to be at war? Who really, really, really enjoys it? Who thinks, like, it's a good time? It's just a coping mechanism that's being used widely to project onto other people, to cancel them, to judge them, to act like you're better than them, and it's so embedded in our culture. It's normal. It's normal. Even for me, I've realized this in myself. Even in the way that, like, okay, like when I realized, like, that how I wanted to act and I wanted to raise my standards on my own behaviors, there was part of me that still held on to the hierarchy in that thought, oh, I wouldn't do that. So there I was, still putting myself on a bit of a hierarchy or a pedestal compared to people who would do that, right? But it's something I had to learn within myself and say, oh, like, I was humbled by that. I was like, oh, dang, like, that's me. That's me, showing my own shadow. That's my shadow. Trying to make it like I am more righteous. And it's not true, because we're all here with a unique experience and a unique perspective. All right, he's answered me, so I gotta just respond. One sec. Can't we all just get along? I forgot what I was saying. But basically, I think it was just about how it will be lovely when we're all realizing that this is how it works. But it's kind of funny that I was just having a little text chat with my oldest son because he's basically a genius. And he always has a point of view that's a bit different from mine. And he literally just randomly said to me something that's relevant to what I'm saying right here. And he had no idea that I was talking about this. So that's really interesting. But he said, and, oh, and in case he watches this, yes, you are a genius, but I didn't want people to, like, attack you with envy, evil eye bullshit, so I minimized it for you, sorry. Anyways, he said about how, he's realized that he can't really, like, help people based on the fact that, like, his understanding is different from theirs. And I was like, so much, yes, I could relate to that, right? And it's like, what I'm saying right now, it's like this is my understanding of how it works. And it's that this is based on how energy moves. So I'm using certain words to explain it, but there are other ways to explain it. It's just basically how energy works. So if you have energy and it's in you and you're not letting yourself see it, you'll project it onto someone else because it will show up in your reality. And this is, I think, what I had been starting to say before I paused, was like, we're all here with, see, I've done astrology, right? And it's, your birth chart is based on your time, date, and location of your birth. And based on that, the planets and asteroids are making angles to each other. And based on those angles, we can tell how the energy is working. And this is the energy that you're here working with and through. And each of us have a unique one, a unique set of energy that we're working with and through. So I'm not talking about how you should use your energy. I'm just talking in general about how energy works. Any energy works in a way that, like, well, we are going to see outside of us what is in us. Sorry, I'm too distracted because I know he replied and I'm just like into the conversation. So maybe I should end this video here. That's my thoughts on it. What are your thoughts on it? What do you think about people throwing dirt on each other, the little wars that happen? Do you think that it's possible that in the future it will be widely known that throwing dirt on another is just showing your own shadow, that it's just a projection, it can only ever be that? What do you think?